viewers, and welcome to yet another exciting moment with us on this program, Women's World. Today is another lovely day. We want to look at divorce, though it's not really something that is interesting or that people should really talk about, but it's something that is happening. We have a lot of homes that have been having issues these days, separation and all that. So we don't know what the cause is, or we know what the cause is, but we want to know more. So as a result of this, I'm having a lovely guest that will be telling us more about what we need to know about divorce, marriage, and much more. I'm having Dr. Ogundiro Abimbola. Dr. Mrs. Ogundiro Abimbola, you're welcome to this program.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, ma'am. So now, we are looking at divorce. Why this topic is because we have a lot of homes that are being shattered, and it's affecting not just the family, not just because you said earlier on outside the studio that marriage is a union between the family and all that. But before then, it's not just the family is going to affect; it's going to affect the children, the society at large. So before looking at divorce, let's look at what marriage is. What actually is marriage?
Well, marriage is a union between a man and a woman that have agreed to spend their life together. And in doing so, they must have carried their individual families along, and the families have agreed to join, or they have agreed that the two should come together as man and wife.
So now, what are the most, do you think there are things people need to discuss before marriage? I guess so.
Yes, there are a lot of things.
A lot of people go for counseling and all that, and I think as a result of that, it's for people to understand each other.
Yes, there are a lot of things that the man and the woman should discuss before going into marriage. Okay. Yes, before marriage, there must be a relationship between the man and the lady in question, and during the course of the relationship, they must have discussed their likes, their dislikes, their expectation in life, their goals and purpose, everything about one another should have been discussed before going into marriage. And now, apart from discussion between the two, they also should have looked at one another, at least study one another in terms of attitude, behavior, views about life and issues around them, and see that this person that I'm about to start a journey of life with, we have the same view, the same understanding, about things. So when there is this marriage is relationship is between two people that are coming from different backgrounds.
Even brothers, even sisters.
Even brothers and sisters quarrel. And if you are coming together to another, you are coming to marry someone that you are from different background, different family, different view. So there must be discussion. You must know one another. You must say things. You must tell one another things, and you must assure that this person, we are in the same book, or we are on the same page about life.
Okay, is it everything that we discuss about? Is it everything?
Yes.
Or everything that just that matters?
Everything that matters should be discussed before marriage.
Okay. So how can somebody now evaluate herself or himself? Especially from the women's angle now. How can a woman evaluate herself that, I'm really in track? I'm not really, because like you just said, we need to know our values and all that. Am I disrespecting this person? Am I going outside? Am I making the person to lose his value or her value? So how do I evaluate myself?
Yes, when you will talk about measuring value, or why do you disrespect somebody, is something that's a bit difficult to measure, because we are, except you carry out self examination.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And sometimes
to know that, so it will not lead to something else.
Before that is why the other person too will carry out examination, and you must be on the same page when you want to discuss this issue. There are no marriage that, or there is no marriage that is perfect.
Yeah.
Even while in courtship, you must have discussed a lot of things. You must have seen things together. But even in marriage, you still disagree. Now, why we yes, which will lead to agreement if the two parties will come to understand each other's view.
Okay.
And that is where a lot of people get it wrong.
Okay.
When we don't try to understand one another, when you feel, when one of the party feel that I am supposed to be, my view or my opinion supposed to be above the other person's view or opinion, so that will cause a disagreement.
Okay. So
unless you sit down, and the two parties sit down and look into issues and matters together.
So at what level should one start? Can I shift my ground? Okay, these are my value. These are the things I want to achieve in life. But if those things are not coming forth, or if there are issues, at what time should I shift ground? Is there any reason for me to shift ground, or I should still maintain my stand?
You see, marriage is about sacrifice.
Okay.
The man sacrifices, the woman sacrifices at one point or the other. And that is where understanding comes in.
Okay.
When you understand your partner, or you value your partner, it becomes so easy to understand one another. I don't know if you are getting me.
Yeah.
Because before you go into marriage, you know who your partner is.
Yes.
You have discussed one another's goals and purpose.
Okay.
This is what I want to achieve in life. This is what you want to achieve in life. I agree. I want you to achieve your goal. You want me to achieve my goal.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. But there is no way there won't be little shifting of ground if each of the party must achieve their goals, because there are other lives
that will be affected
too.
But
because by the time children, your family will be affected. By the time children begin to come in, when you begin to have children, you have to put them also into consideration. And that is why the sacrifice there is the shifting of ground. If you put other persons into consideration in taking decision, yes, it's not that you're not going to achieve your goal, but you have to put in achieving this goal, what are going to be affected? The children, the emotional need of the children, the emotional need of your husband, the emotional need of the wife, because the two parties, the husband wants to achieve a goal, the wife wants to achieve a goal. So you have to put those things into consideration.
Okay.
I hope you're with me. We have couples that, because the husband want to work in a particular place, or the husband is working in a state, the wife is in another state. There is no way they are far away apart. And women, or even the man, they both have emotional needs.
Yeah.
You need one another at one point, or even when you think I can stay alone, I can, I don't really. At one point, you will need the other person.
Okay.
So in such a situation, that's where, before taking that decision, you have to put all those into consideration.
Okay,
your wife, your children, and all the other family members.
Children, and I really know that children are wonderful gifts.
Yes,
but most of the time when they come in, they really change things, like what we just talked about, and the stress and all that. And you see, the woman might not look as beautiful as she was when she was still not having a child.
Yeah,
or
when
something.
she's still single.
Yeah. So how can a woman, manage herself? So and still be able to manage, because sometimes the attention even shift to the children. How can a woman handle that?
See, I want to, women, we are wonderful beings.
Multitasker.
Yes, we are multitask. We can do a lot of things at the same time. And that is why, in the past, we see our mothers forget themselves because they are taking care of the children. They want to take care of their husband, take care of the home.
And
they forget themselves. But these days, we have been calling on ourselves as well. The awareness is there. You cannot just forget yourself, because when you forget yourself, you even forget your goal. If you don't take care of yourself, how will you be able to achieve your purpose? How will you be able to achieve your goal in life? So why you take care of the home front, you also must ensure that you're taking care of yourself too. The woman, it's not just the woman, the man also has a part to play in this.
To assist
the woman. Yes, the man might have married a superwoman, in quotes. My wife can do a lot of things. The man should also assist the woman in achieving her goals, and in also telling your wife, don't overburden yourself with
little
things around the house.
You
help her to do some house chores in raising the children. In the past, we see fathers, once they come back from office, feel they are out of the house to meet friends. They don't even know what happened in the house. The only thing they care about is to drop money. If I drop money, no problem again. So the woman is overburdened with other issues about the children. But these days, we know
the women are even working too.
Yes, and the women are also working. They go out in the morning, come back in the evening, just like the men, and they also spend their money in taking care of the house. So the man or the husband should also help in taking care of their wife. They should also appreciate the woman.
In what ways?
In assisting in the house. We are not saying do all the chores in the house, but we can assist in one way or the other around the house. Appreciate the woman by giving her a gift.
Little gifts matters, I guess.
Yes, little things matters. You can tell your wife, well done, thank you for taking care. Those things, nice words. It goes a long way. Women, we are emotional beings. And when the man comes home and say, my wife, thank you for this for this delicious meal you prepare, the woman is elated, and thank you for this, I appreciate this. When you give women encouraging words, it assists the woman to do more around the house. But the problem there, which usually leads to divorce, that we are actually coming into, is that men believe that, why should I appreciate my wife,
or she's not looking as beautiful as she used to look again, and all that.
Because of
and you start complaining,
nagging. Men
too nags.
Women too nags. when women nag, men don't seem to
understand,
pay attention. They don't seem to pay attention, saying, your trouble is too much, you talk a lot, you complain a lot, what exactly do you want? I give you money now, why the nagging? But if the man will take conscious efforts to look into what the woman is nagging about, you will see that they are really because women like attention. The woman wants the man to be involved in raising the children. They want the man to be involved in taking care of the children, not just the woman's thing. And in Yoruba adage, they say ọmọ tó dá ti bàbá ẹ̀, eléyìí tí ò dá ti yẹ ẹ̀. Those things are not good, because the woman is not at fault when when the child,
It's both of them that are at fault,
they
not
are
just
for
one person.
not just the mother. So, and that is why that, and those are the reasons why women nag. They want the men to be involved.
Okay.
They want the attention of the husband on the children. They want the attention of the husband even on themselves, on little things that that happen around the house.
Okay.
And when that happen, they want the man to understand them.
Of marriage.
The fear that people that people have in marriage is that people believe that the husband change in the course of the marriage. You see, you hear women say, "This is not the man I married."
Even men says.
Hey, the man says, "This is not the woman I married." But if the woman has not changed, something has happened along the line, and unless the two come together, the husband and wife come together to check out what actually happened along the line and look into it closely, those are the things that cause divorce, separation. That first of all, you see the love between husband and wife begin to diminish. Say, my husband does not love me again. That woman, I don't even know what is wrong with her. She's not the woman I married. Especially when babies begin to come. Say, she's not even giving me the attention. All the attention are on the children. All the attention are on the babies. But instead of talking things out between one another, they keep it to themselves. The husband keep it, the woman keep it, and unless they come to a common ground and they iron those issues out, there is no way they will be able to know where the problem is and sort it out. And before you know it, it escalates into bigger issue, and they are unresolved issues and so on.
Okay, now let's look at divorce. When should what actually is divorce, and when should one even start clamoring for divorce in marriage?
Divorce is separation or dissolution of marriage.
Yeah.
Divorce is dissolution of marriage. It's not something that the society likes to hear about. Is a menace in the society, and it is becoming so rampant these days. Now, there are different things or different reasons why we have divorce so rampant these days. Now, number one reason is the foundational problem,
which I think we have looked at some of them.
Yes, and when I say foundational problem is, I mean, when the two parties, that is the husband and wife, when during the courtship before marriage,
things are not ironed out.
These things are not ironed out. Some things that we see some things in the course of the courtship. We look away from them. We call them some red flags. You see, your partner has anger issue, and you say, I will handle it. You see, some attitude in your partner, and you look away and just felt it's not important because I love him, I love her. And when you are into marriage, those things, your eyes are now opened, and they cause big issues. And at the end of the day, you see husband and wife getting divorced.
Okay, so when should one advise somebody to say, okay, this marriage, because we've seen people that they sleep and one stab the other and all that. So I think if they were separated, it would have been better off for them. So when should one, though I know it's not a good thing, but when should one call for it? Or is it separation or what?
Well, nobody, no, when you, especially in this part of the world, when when you talk about divorce, it's something that people don't want to hear. So why do you want to divorce your partner? Why do you want to separate? There's people advise you against it. You should manage, you should persevere, and so on. The only time I think I am not divorce. In fact, I don't want to advise anybody to divorce their partner. But I can say when it's involved life, it is better you separate.
Separation is
When it involves life, and when that is when you see, especially when it has to do with assaulting the other partner, battering, beating, and so on, physical battery and so on. Divorce is not something that's
not just physical. What about emotional?
Yes, it's even worse, because that leads to depression and so on. You see people committing suicide because they are depressed of one issue, because of one issue or the other. So this is not something that we advise people to go into.
Okay, since you are not advising people to go into that, let's look at the danger in case people that are even clamoring for it, advocating for it. Some people, they made, if he does this, man, I'm leaving that marriage. And we have some feminists now that are really that once, twice, man, leave that marriage. What are you waiting for? So now let's look at the dangers that people might likely face when they go into divorce. Especially of the children, the children will not be well taken care of and all that. Look at
when husband and wife divorce, the children will be the ones to suffer it. And in this part of the world, the women suffer for it more than the man, unlike we have in the developed countries. So, and when such things happen, when there are unresolved issues, I'm a Christian. Unless that is the last resort, I would not advise that one
let's hear most of it. We've not really seen the dangers now. Let's hear the dangers and see
the repercussion of us, because separated family, this self dignity is lost, especially if in the children and even the woman. Self dignity, people tend to even women stigmatize one another. When you see she's divorced, and people are like,
they don't value
her any longer. Woman, she's divorced, she's this, and you want society, a divorced woman dignity and
even
lost respect.
Some of the children go into addiction.
Yes, because we now have two homes. It's either they are with the father or they are with the mother. And in the case where the father decide to remarry, when are with him, the other woman may maltreat the children.
And she has her own children to raise.
And she has her own children to raise too. So there is competition of attention. So the man will say, okay, this is the woman that is with me. I give her the attention. I give her children all the attention. You go and meet your mother. And the woman that is divorced, you see, she's all alone. She become object of ridicule in the society, except if she's a woman that has a good job to take care of herself.
Okay.
So if she's not the woman, she's not she doesn't have a good job, she doesn't have a well-paid job, to take care of herself becomes very difficult. To take care of the children also becomes difficult, because the former husband or the ex-husband will not want to listen to her or give her the attention or the necessary care and that the children needs. So all the burden is on her.
Okay,
And
so
raising children is not alone, is not something that is so easy.
okay, yeah.
So
So what should we make people to know about as to make their marriage work? Because we're running out of time. How should people make their marriage work so that we don't have issues of divorce?
see, marriage is the responsibility of two people, the husband and the wife. So if the two agree to this, the one thing that before marriage, before two people come together in marriage, the first thing, the foundation is love. Okay, I love this man. Okay, I love this woman, so I want to spend the rest of my life with her. After marriage, the only thing that the two have, the husband and have for one another, is commitment. They should be committed to the marriage, making sure the marriage works.
Okay.
So it should not be a burden on one of the
One
party.
person, yeah.
It should be the work, the work of the two people,
Thank
the
you very much,
husband
ma.
and the wife.
We are really running out of time. We have a lot to discuss, but there's no time. So I'm going to key to that last one you just said. I'm going to let people to know that it's the responsibility of the two people. Commitment, make sure that it works. That's what doctor just told us. Dr. Mrs. Ogundiran Abimbola just says we should make sure that we are committed to our marriages. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you, Via Sato, for being there. I believe we've learned one or two things from this program of today. Also, come your way again on the same program next week. Bye bye.